Hello and welcome. My name is NAFULA and I host DV lottery winners in the USA. The DV lottery is not open yet, so when it opens I'm gonna share a link. I know the DV lottery is happening on November, was it 4th or 5th? The Department of State issued like an update saying that the DV lottery will be delayed, but it will not affect like the fiscal year. So the first person will get a visa in October 2026. So between now, which is November 2025 to September 30th 2026, the results will be announced. Like there will be an application and there will be results. So the delay will not affect how the DV lottery fiscal year works. As you can see, in New York is November, but it's already snowing. So I'm excited. I love snow. So if you don't like cold, you don't like snow, then this is not a place that you need to move to or you want to move to. But if you love the snow, I like the different seasons. I know some people like who live in Texas, they are always hot. I cannot do hot. Like I know, because during the summer here, I can barely like stand this heat in the summer. So I can't even imagine how it is in Texas. So I love New York. I love the pay is good. There's a lot of opportunities here. The infrastructure is good. Like if you're in business and stuff like that, New York is a place to be. Texas is good, but then New York is better. Not that I live here, but yeah, New York is better for business people. Okay, and also if you want to go to school and for other opportunities, like it offers more than other states. I'm talking on behalf of New York because I've lived here for a hot minute, so I know. So anyhow, so today I wanted to talk about something that I've already started doing. So I identify a problem. I host DV lottery winners in the USA. Like if you win your green card lottery, if you're in Africa or outside the US and you don't have a host in the US, then usually I host DV lottery winners in the USA. So I realized like a lot of people, I'm from Kenya, and I realized like a lot of countries, they have embassies that do not process DV lottery winners. So I identify a problem. I host DV lottery winners in the USA, and I have like all these groups. Like for DV2026, I have 10 groups, and each group has like almost like 100 people. So I had a lot of people apply for hosting. So we have a multiple groups. So we identify like problems that people encounter when they're back home or when they're here, and I try to like get their feedback so I can improve on what I'm doing. And if I'm not doing something and I figure that I can help out, then I start doing it, right? So I identified that there's some countries in Africa who have US embassies, but those embassies do not process DV lottery winnings. An example is Uganda. Uganda has a US embassy in Uganda. They do other visas, but they do not process DV. So those people have to go to Kenya. Somalia is the same way. They have war, they have like stuff going on. So you get those people going to Kenya, and I think Burundi, I believe too, they have to go to Kenya to process their winning, which is stressful. I can't even begin to imagine, because when I came to this country to live here for the first time, I experienced a lot of challenges just navigating, and I had people helping me. So I can't even begin to imagine people who are like from other countries trying to go to Kenya and trying to navigate Kenyan system. Or Kenyan, transportation, Kenyan hotels, and Kenyan, just getting the food that you want to eat. And, you just need somebody to show you that, okay, here is where you can get a bus, or here you can just get your embassy is here. You can take a matatu there versus getting an Uber, which is going to be cheaper for you. So I realized like a lot of people have an issue when they go to Kenya. And Kenya is a very beautiful, nice country, but it also has its shortcomings where you find like there's theft. Like if you're in the CBDs, just like any other big cities in Africa. So if you're not careful, your phone will get stolen, you'll get mugged, you'll get robbed. Not everywhere, but like if you're in the city, you have to be vigilant. So you need somebody who actually knows the city well and knows which areas not to go. So I realized like a lot of DV lottery winners from the past, like DV2025. There's somebody who was robbed in a taxi. There's another one who lost her belongings. She was in a hotel, and what happened is, like, she left to go to the embassy, and then when she got back, all her stuff was gone. So I've had like all these stories, like throughout the years. But then, I didn't realize, like, okay, wait a minute, I can do something about it. And that's why I'm doing this video today, because I realized that I host people in the US. And because I host people in the US and I am from Kenya myself, I know a lot of how the Kenyan system works, because I grew up in Kenya. I just came here for college. So I grew up for the most part in Kenya. So then I realized, like, I can fix that problem. And how am I going to fix the problem? Because I like to help DV. I focus on DV lottery like 100%. I don't do any other visa. So what I'm trying to say is, I identified the problem, and I was like, you know what if I get a couple of people on the ground? I have my family back in Africa. My friends are in Africa, in Kenya to be specific. So if I get them involved to help these DV lottery winners from all these other countries who are coming for interviews, that would be really helpful. Why? 1, you will not be robbed. 2, you'll not be scammed. And 3, you know that this is a trustworthy service. So that's why I'm trying to start hosting DV lottery winners in Kenya. So before I host you here, I'll make sure, like, after you win the green card lottery, I make sure that you attend your interviews, you're safe at the interview at Nairobi Embassy, and you successfully come here. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm introducing NAFULA Connect Kenya. NAFULA Connect Kenya is going to be a hosting service for only DV lottery winners, or some people with other visas. We'll see how it goes. A lot of people with DV lottery winning, then we'll kind of like focus on that before we focus on other visas. So what this service is going to entail is, you win the green card lottery. If you're scheduled at Nairobi Embassy, you reach out to me. You apply for hosting in Nairobi, Kenya on my website, the same website that you apply for hosting to be hosted in the US. So you apply for hosting. After you apply for hosting, I reach back out to you, and I will be coordinating everything. So that way you're not scammed. Because for me, like, you've not had anybody come online to claim that they were scammed by NAFULA, because I make sure, like, I do stuff the right way. So what we're going to be doing is, if you're scheduled like maybe next month, so DV2026 who are scheduled for next month, you'll reach out to me, apply for hosting in Kenya. You'll tell me when your interview is. You'll tell me if you need to go to IOM for medicals or not. You'll tell me how many days you're going to be in Kenya. And that way, we will help you. So if you land in Kenya, either by air or by bus, by road or anything like that. So what we'll do is, like, we'll have somebody to meet you, to get you from the airport or to get you from the bus station, and then take you to the host where you'll be staying. And then they will make sure, like, you get to your IOM appointment, and they'll make sure you go to your interview and then come back, and they will take you back to your bus or to your airport, and then you fly out safely. And this is going to be a coordinated service. So when you apply for hosting, before you pay for anything, first you have to do a video call with me, because a lot of people can fake my profile, can fake page, can fake everything on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But what they cannot fake being NAFULA, because there's only one NAFULA, right? So they cannot fake being NAFULA. So what we're gonna do is, we will make sure, like, after you apply for hosting, I reach back out to you. I'm gonna do a video call with you to discuss what your options are. So like, if you wanna do you want high-end stuff, like, you want to use a taxi, you want to stay in a nice place or stuff like that, or even if you want us to book a hotel for you, if you don't want to stay in somebody else's house, we can do that. But because we will be situated or located in Kenya, it's going to be easier than you trying to go to Kenya, which is a different country, and trying to navigate the system there. You'll have somebody helping you to do that. It's gonna be very affordable, because what you're gonna do, you're gonna pay for everything that you, if you go to the embassy and everything you pay. But then like if you have like a hotel, you just need to pay a hotel, or you'll need to pay for your food, or you need to pay for one or two things. And then you can just pay for the service. If you want somebody to actually take you there, you know, pick you up and navigate all that stuff, then you just pay for the service, which is going to be a peace of mind for a lot of people. I know a lot of people have been waiting for me to do this video, so it's going to be helpful for so many people around Africa. Another thing about DV2026 is they want you to establish residency. Like if you want to use an embassy in a different country, then you need to establish residency in that country, right? Kenya is a visa-free country for African people. Like it's pretty much visa-free. So which means getting in Kenya is not going to be a problem. So we can work with you and see, like if maybe you're from a country where the embassy is so bad than Nairobi. I know Nairobi sometimes is a very crappy embassy, but if you're from an embassy that is worse than Nairobi, you know, and you want your interview to be done at Nairobi embassy, and you just need to establish that residency, then if you need to stay in Kenya for 6 months or 4 months, then we can organize that, because I'm from there. Then we can just find you a place, and then you can stay in Kenya for all that time, establish residency, email KCC to, like, you know, change your interview location, and you can change your location to Kenya. So this service is going to be very helpful to a lot of people. So this service is going to target, one, African people from other African countries coming to do the interview in Kenya, and number two is going to be targeting Kenyans who live in the rural areas. So for example, I'm from Bungoma. So Bungoma, which is in the western part of the country, and Nairobi is like a 8-hour drive, an 8-hour in the bus. So it's not close. It's somewhere where you have to travel to. So 8 hours, and if you don't know anybody in Nairobi and you have to travel 8 hours, you're gonna have a problem, right? So I'll be the connection. So if you're from Kenya and you also need to be hosted for your interview, we will go ahead and do that. So we want to help a lot of DV lottery winners, so that after you win the green card lottery, it's going to be a smooth, stress-free process. So you only have to worry about providing the right documentation and attending your interview and acing that interview. About like the living situation, whether you're in Africa or you're in the US, that's not gonna happen, because guess what, NAFULA is gonna be taking care of you. So I'm gonna update the page on my website, nafulaconnect.com. So when you go to nafulaconnect.com, you're gonna get a page that's gonna say apply for hosting in Kenya, and that's the service that we'll be offering, and I know it's gonna be helpful for a lot of people. So thanks for listening to me. I know, like, I'm just like all over the place because I was just going for a walk, and I just decided to do this video because a lot of people have been waiting for it. So what I'm trying to say is NAFULA Connect is coming to Kenya, and we'll be hosting the people who will be traveling to Kenya, to Nairobi Embassy, to complete their interviews there. Good luck, and see you in my next video.